Hello and welcome to News Express on Africa Business Radio. It is the Friday edition of the show, brought to you by Business AM, Nigeria's fastest growing financial and business newspaper. And I've got the publisher, Business AM, Philip Isakwa, joining me now via telephone to discuss developing stories this week and a preview of next week's headlines on Business AM newspaper. Good morning, Mr. Philip.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. All right, let's start with the latest news from WTO. History is being made as we have two female finalists for the position. We have Nigeria's Okonjo Iweala and South Korean Myung-Hee. How good is our chance for this position?
Well, the narrative has slightly changed now from we're pushing our candidate. So now history about to be made, two female contestants.
Right.
But we have a strong chance. If you recall, the EU going into the final round did endorse the two candidates. But the good thing is that our candidate is a global candidate.
Right.
So whether you're talking about someone who has had experience in Asia, working at the World Bank, or somebody who has been in touch, who is well in touch with Europe, or well in touch with the North America, you have a good candidate. So you have someone who has the clout globally. Who you're talking about somebody who contested to be the World Bank president a few years ago. So there's a lot that she is riding on.
Right.
She has strong support from Africa. She has strong support from ECOWAS, from the AU. So there's a lot going for her. It's maybe perhaps the tricky nature of international politics. Might come in. But if we given the work that she has done. Because nobody was even expecting a few months ago. Nobody was expecting that let me say strong opposition that the South Korean will be a major frontliner. What we're talking about was the contest between I think the Kenyan or the Egyptian. I think it was Egypt. So we believe that she has a strong chance and she's good to go. It's
right.
Just playing the international politics that is left now.
Right. We are rest assured that Business AM will keep us abreast with that one as we hope for the best. Now, in the course of the week, we also got wind that deliberations for the Petroleum Industry Bill has been shifted to 2021. Of course, there's been a lot of conversations about the effect this bill would have on the oil and gas industries and host communities and all of that. But did you see this extension coming again?
I would say yes and no. Yes, in the sense that this is a bill that has dragged on for more than 10 years. So if you are in the mode, if you've been following the bill, the life of the bill, then nothing should surprise you. You should expect anything. So you put yourself in that frame of mind that anything could happen, So shifting it to 2021 isn't particularly surprising. What we need to also put in mind is that there is quite a lot of work that still needs to be done. It's not just sending the bill and then passing. Having a voice vote or whatever vote you want to have, and then letting it go. And we are in a year that is a particularly difficult year. You need to factor in a lot of things. COVID-19 is still around. The global economy is it's up and down. So it will be. I will support that level-headedness, is put. It's the approach that they need to use to get the bill passed. Rushing it, given that it has gone through, you have two months or 1 quarter left in the year.
Yes.
It's not. I don't think it's necessary to rush it, even though we weren't expecting it. The main thing is that is the substance of the bill, right? Investment has been poor, in that sector because the international investors are not clear about a number of things. We need to. They want to understand the rule of the game before they start making investments. Nobody wants to make investment that they will lose because of political exigencies. That might come up. So. While we did not expect that they will shift it, we were not. It's not a surprise, But they should concentrate on the substance of it. Why? What we want to achieve with it. The key thing is that you want a sector, that has clear rules of engagement.
Right.
That the rules are clear to everybody. And then that Nigeria benefits from owning oil, from having crude under its grounds, and then you want a situation where the international investors can come in, play in the market. Local investors can play in the market, and everybody's happy. And then you have government just being an enabler for creating the environment for activities to take place in the oil and gas sector.
Right, but I'm sure the content of this bill, as much as was available, sort of gave some investors high hopes. What would it mean for investors now? Is it a game of wait and see, or is it a matter of, more time for lawmakers to get this right?
No. Investors have been waiting. They've been waiting. They're not going to put money. If they are not sure. So they are going to wait and see. They are going to wait for the legislators or to do what they need to do. That's been clear from the outset. From 10 years ago or so when the bill, when the stories around the bill started. And the other thing you have to factor in is the issue of investment in gas. Nigeria has some people. Sometimes the statistics probably say more gas than you have oil. And investment isn't going in gas. You still have gas flaring going on for decades. And you need gas to power your generators for production of electricity. And yet. Nothing has been done in that area, for decades and decades, So they need clarity, they need clarity, and until they have this clarity, they probably wouldn't be talking about investments. The thing is that. There are other markets, especially in West Africa, in the Gulf of Guinea, that are beginning to discover oil. And then you have other global areas, where so everybody is competing for money,
right.
And it's the best market that you will go to. So Nigeria needs to get its act right, make sure that there's clarity, in terms of the rules of the game or the rules of engagement, for these people to come.
All right. Just before I let you go, Mr. Philip, take us through any other developments from your headlines this week, and of course previews of next week headlines in just a minute, please.
Oh, there are quite a number of things that we follow this week. I'd like to look at renewable energy. What we see going on in Mozambique, what we see going on in Egypt, which are lessons for Nigeria. I think Mozambique is talking about solar, then Egypt is talking about wind. And in all the talk that we've had Nigeria has had regarding power generation, You know, we haven't seen concrete policy, you know, that looks at the area of alternative source, renewable energy, for instance, in such a grand way that we have seen happen in Egypt. We have seen happen that is now happening in Mozambique. Mozambique is pursuing solar, you know, vigorously. Nigeria has capacity, I understand, to produce 12,000 plus gigabytes of electricity through solar and through other renewable means. You know, Nigeria needs to create a policy. Nigeria needs to be aggressive, you know, in terms of its pursuit of particular policies that will enhance its development. You know, and next week we'll probably be looking at the budget. You know, looking at different areas. You know, I wouldn't want to let the cat out of the bag, but we think that fiscal authorities have brought out a document for 2021. You know, we want to look at how that ties up to monetary policy or the monetary authorities, how they work hand in hand to ensure that the economy is stable and fine in 2021. Because it's a recovery. Perhaps we think it's a recovery year. You know, COVID this year is completely gone. You know, so we're hoping that 2021 will be a recovery year. You know, we don't know whether I don't think it's first quarter. Perhaps we're looking at third quarter of 2021. But there's still a lot to ride. You know, a lot of storm to ride. You know, in the second quarter of 2021.
All right, we'll keep an eye on those headlines from Business AM next week. Thank you, Mr. Philip, for joining us. We'll do this again next week. Thank you. All right, Mr. Philip Isakwa is the publisher, Business AM, Nigeria's fastest growing financial and business newspaper. The Breakfast Connect continues with the market analysis in just a moment.